Hi, I'm Kieran Cornwell, Senior Strategic Partnerships Manager at the Cystic Fibrosis Trust, and you're watching The Nicest Vlog.
Hi everyone, and welcome to The Nicest Vlog. This week I was with the Cystic Fibrosis Trust in Kent. On Monday I drove down to Bromley from the Cotswolds, which was a good long drive. I decided to leave in the morning. I probably should have left on the Sunday night, but hey, it was fine. And I arrived at their lovely big offices at the Cystic Fibrosis Trust. Now, interestingly enough, the Cystic Fibrosis Trust are the only cystic fibrosis charity in the country. So they're in quite a unique position with the fact that everything that they do, from medical research through to supporting families, they are the only people that do it in the country. So they really are in a special position within the market, the charity market, to be able to offer such a unique and bespoke service. About 10,000 people in the UK have cystic fibrosis, and the average age that people live to is around their 40s. Now, when the charity was founded back in the 1960s, the average age was only 6 years old. So the charity really has made leaps and bounds in medical research and helping fund that to ensure that people live a much longer life. It is a life-limiting condition, but people, they do live with it. Interestingly enough, it's known as the invisible condition, so you wouldn't necessarily know that somebody had cystic fibrosis unless they told you. They tend to live normal lives, yet they have to go through 2 hours of medication and physiotherapy before they get up in the morning, and they can start their day just to get rid of all of the phlegm and mucus which is on their lungs. So my week consisted of being with the Philanthropy and Strategic Partnerships team, and I spent the majority of my week learning and doing actual fundraising. Now, it's not something I've done before, and it was really interesting. And you know what? I take my hat off to people who work in fundraising. It's really hard. We were scouring the internet looking at trust funds and possible grants to apply for and how to apply for them, and then what we could apply for and what we couldn't, and then writing and drafting the letters and making sure that we were eligible to apply for it. I mean, just in what I was doing, which was trust fundraising, was a minefield, and it is incredibly difficult to raise funds, and I completely appreciate and understand all of the hard work that goes into all of the charities across the country when raising money. So on the Tuesday I did a presentation to all of the staff at the Cystic Fibrosis head office. I had been tweaking this presentation for hours, if not days, and I won't readily admit it, but I was actually quite nervous. So on Wednesday I had a very exciting experience. We ended up going to the Old Vic Theatre in London, which I must admit I've never been to before, but I've always wanted to go.
Hi guys! So I'm in the middle of London, and this is the Old Vic Theatre, and tonight I am here to help raise money and awareness for the Cystic Fibrosis Trust. They've got a comedy evening at around 9 o'clock, so we're here until about midnight. It helps raise some money and awareness for cystic fibrosis. It's going to be an amazing night, and we've got tickets like 2 rows from the front row to enjoy the show and then help raise some money. So it's going to be an awesome night. I'm going to try and take some video as well. Here we go! Oh, noise!
We got there about 5:30 in the evening, ended up setting up, and then got the buckets out to start raising some money. We were very lucky enough to be given tickets to the event as well, so we got to sit in on an amazing comedy show, and I must say I have never laughed so much in all of my life. It was hilarious, and I'd never been to a comedy show, let alone at the Old Vic, and it was just amazing. We ended up raising a good £1,000, if not more, pounds from the night, and it raised a massive amount of awareness for people with or not knowing about cystic fibrosis. Then unfortunately I cut my week short because I had to go to a wedding. My best friend Danielle from university, I'm actually godfather to her daughter, was getting married, and I promised her months and months ago that regardless of where I was and what I was doing, that I would go. So I made a 9-hour round trip from Kent to Bournemouth to be at the wedding, because I wouldn't have missed it for the world. So unfortunately I spent one less day with the Cystic Fibrosis Trust. I went in this morning to say thank you to everybody and just do some last minute bits for them, but I went on a wonderful day at a wedding for one of my closest friends, and it was just a very special day. So very rare for me to take a day off from the nicest job, but nonetheless it was still a lovely experience, and I was there doing something nice and supporting my best friend and my goddaughter. So I am very, very excited about next week. I am with Guide Dogs for the Blind. Don't get jealous, Fred. And I am at the National Training Centre and Breeding Centre, walking and training puppies for a week. He's going to get very jealous. So that's my week, and I'm doing video blogs every single day for Guide Dogs for the Blind. So you can watch them on the Guide Dogs for the Blind Facebook page. I'll put the link below. Thanks guys, see you next week.